Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into the roller coaster world of finance, with Hong Kong stocks dropping for the second day straight due to ongoing US-China trade negotiations. The Hang Seng Index slid slightly, and tech stocks took a bigger hit, showing investors' nerves are still on edge as talks in Stockholm didn't lead to a deal. Plus, with the U.S. Federal Reserve's rate decision and earnings reports on the horizon, the market remains quite lively and uncertain. Next up, Starbucks is making big moves in China. Despite a revenue bump, they're on the hunt for a local partner to boost their competitiveness against rising rivals like Luckin Coffee. Over 20 interested parties are already in the mix, aiming to strengthen Starbucks' presence while keeping an eye on profits, which took a hit last quarter. It's all about staying ahead in one of the world's most competitive coffee markets. And finally, Hong Kong's baby boomers are dreaming of retiring in the Greater Bay Area. With healthcare costs lower and quality services on the rise, many are considering crossing borders for a more affordable retirement. Companies are developing tailored products, and the government is promoting the silver economy to support this trend. With a large aging population, this shift could reshape the future of senior living in Hong Kong. Please continue to watch for more details. According to South China Morning Post, the Hong Kong stock market experienced a downturn driven by the lingering uncertainties surrounding China-US trade negotiations. Investors were disappointed as the two economic giants failed to finalize a deal that would extend a 90-day tariff pause, causing the Hang Seng Index to dip 0.5%. The tech sector was particularly hard hit, with companies like Li Auto and BYD seeing sharp declines, while Alibaba and JD.com also faced setbacks. Meanwhile, on the mainland, the CSI 300 and Shanghai Composite Indexes showed modest gains, reflecting a mixed regional outlook. The ongoing trade talks in Stockholm left investors cautious, especially as U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent suggested China might have jumped the gun in negotiations, awaiting President Trump's approval on any extension. The market was also eyeing the Federal Reserve's upcoming rate decision, expected to hold rates steady, and a busy earnings season with several companies, including HSBC, preparing to release interim reports that could influence future market movements. Nikkei Asia reports that Starbucks is actively seeking a strategic partner in China to bolster its competitiveness in a fiercely contested market. Despite a 7.7% revenue increase to $790 million in China during the third quarter, the coffee giant faces stiff competition from local players like Luckin Coffee and tea chains such as Chagee and Mishue, which are expanding rapidly. CEO Brian Niccol emphasized that Starbucks aims to retain a meaningful stake in China while exploring partnerships that align with its long-term vision, highlighting over 20 interested parties as a sign of confidence in the market's potential. The company's recent performance showed a modest 3.8% rise in total revenue but a significant 47.1% drop in net profit, reflecting rising operational costs. Niccol underscored the importance of improving the brand's positioning amid rising local challengers and expressed optimism about the future, envisioning thousands of Starbucks locations across China. Meanwhile, in other Asian markets, Japan's operations remain strong, though recent sales figures were impacted by soft consumer sentiment, and Turkey is performing well despite economic challenges. The Sydney Morning Herald reports that Star Entertainment is in turmoil as it faces the potential failure of its sale of the Queen's Wharf Casino in Brisbane, a deal that is now on the brink of collapse just before the July 31 deadline. Despite posting a $27 million loss before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization for the June quarter amid declining revenues, the company's biggest concern remains the uncertain future of its asset sale with Asian partners Chow Tai Fook Enterprises and Far East Consortium. The deal's renegotiation has been tense, with threats from the partners to withdraw, casting doubt on whether the transaction will be finalized. Meanwhile, Star's financial position remains relatively strong with $234 million in cash after recent asset sales and investments, but it also faces significant legal risks due to pending fines related to anti-money laundering breaches. Additionally, questions have arisen about potential conflicts of interest, as Adam Stoker, husband of Queensland's Assistant Finance Minister, has been appointed secretary of the consortium involved in the Queen's Wharf project, raising concerns about transparency and governance in the ongoing negotiations. The South China Morning Post explores the shifting retirement landscape for Hong Kong's baby boomers, who are increasingly considering relocating to mainland China's Greater Bay Area for more affordable living, healthcare, and better integration into the regional economy. A recent survey shows a dramatic rise in retirees contemplating moving abroad, up from less than 5% a decade ago to 24% today, with 42% favoring cities within the Greater Bay Area such as Zhuhai and Shenzhen. Healthcare costs are a major driving factor, with many retirees seeking lower-cost medical treatments across the border, often at less than half the price of Hong Kong, without sacrificing quality. Companies like BOC Life are actively developing tailored financial and healthcare services to cater to this demographic shift, recognizing the enormous business opportunities presented by Hong Kong's aging population. With over a third of Hong Kong's population projected to be over 65 by 2043, the government is also rolling out measures to support the silver economy, emphasizing the importance of cross-border healthcare and regional integration for future retirement planning. The South China Morning Post also covers Tottenham Hotspur's subdued debut at the Hong Kong Football Festival, where the team held a modest public training session at Kai Tak Stadium attended by just over 9,000 fans. Despite a smaller turnout compared to Liverpool's recent practice, Spurs fans enthusiastically engaged with the players, enjoying the lively drills and autograph sessions. The atmosphere was tinged with a mix of excitement and regional rivalry, highlighted by cheers for Son Heung-min, the club's Korean star, and jeers directed at a fan supporting Liverpool. Supporters from across Asia, including Indonesia and Hong Kong, expressed their devotion to the club, citing Son's representation of Asia as a key reason for their support. Tickets for the upcoming matches were considered somewhat expensive, but the passion of the fans remained undiminished, reflecting the strong football culture in the region and the global appeal of Premier League clubs even in a relatively low-key event. The South China Morning Post vividly depicts Hong Kong's ongoing struggle with unpredictable and intense weather, illustrating how the city's meteorological services grapple with the challenge of forecasting localized, torrential rainstorms. During a recent heavy downpour, residents and commuters faced the chaos of sudden floods and traffic disruptions, questioning whether an earlier black rainstorm warning could have spared them from the deluge. Meteorologists like Choi Chun-wing explain that the rapid development and inherent randomness of such storms make precise predictions difficult, especially when localized heavy rain can strike unexpectedly. The public's frustration was palpable, compounded by accusations that the government lacked sufficient preparations, especially after a previous decision to suspend schools for a storm that quickly subsided. Experts like Liang Wingyemo emphasized that even with advanced technology, the unpredictable nature of low-pressure troughs associated with tropical cyclones like Kome hampers accurate forecasts, particularly when rainfall is concentrated in specific areas like Hong Kong Island and Lama Island. This ongoing dilemma underscores the limitations faced by meteorological agencies and the need for better communication and preparedness in the face of nature's formidable unpredictability. The South China Morning Post's coverage of Asian Gulf highlights a vibrant and rapidly expanding industry driven by economic growth, local talent, and strategic investments across the continent. Industry leaders like CEO Hoyt McGarity emphasize Hong Kong's pivotal role as a gateway for international golf business collaborations, noting that Asia boasts the highest adult golf participation globally, with 26.2 million players. Meanwhile, Rahul Singh of LIV Golf describes how the international series has elevated Asian golf's profile through global expansion, attracting top international players and fostering local talent in emerging markets such as India, Japan, and Cambodia. The narrative also features insights from Andrew Johnston, who observes that the region's rising economic power has translated into a boom in golf infrastructure and participation, especially among women, in countries like Korea, Thailand, and China. Furthermore, Dean Nelson discusses the development of Hong Kong's first new golf course in 3 decades, emphasizing how regional sophistication and cultural identity are shaping a new era of golf experiences in Asia. This collective optimism underscores a transformative period where Asia is not just adopting Western standards but forging its own identity in the global golf landscape, driven by innovation, investment, and a burgeoning passion for the sport. The Independent reports on Liverpool's pre-season preparations, capturing the excitement and strategic planning underway as the club gears up for the new Premier League season. The upcoming friendly against Yokohama F. Marinos in Japan serves as a critical testing ground for new signings like Hugo Ekitike and the team's evolving lineup amid injuries and transfers. Fans are eager to see fresh talent in action, with coverage highlighting the key players missing, such as Joe Gomez and Luis Diaz, and the potential debut of Ekitike, who arrived for a hefty £79 million. The match, scheduled at Nissan Stadium, is part of Liverpool's broader pre-season schedule, which includes high-profile fixtures against Athletic Bilbao and the Community Shield at Wembley. The report underscores the club's meticulous preparations, with manager strategies focused on integrating new players and fine-tuning the squad for their title defense. As Liverpool continues its global tour, supporters and analysts alike watch closely, knowing that these friendly matches are vital in shaping the team's readiness for the fiercely competitive season ahead. The South China Morning Post vividly captures the allure of celebrity memoirs, emphasizing their appeal as a form of escapism and a window into glamour and power. Graydon Carter's When the Going Was Good offers a nostalgic glimpse into the golden era of Vanity Fair, revealing behind-the-scenes stories of media giants, legendary personalities like Donald Trump and Anna Wintour, and the glamour of a bygone era. Meanwhile, Barry Dillers Who Knew takes us through his extraordinary career in Hollywood and media, candidly sharing his personal life, including his marriage to Diane von Furstenberg despite being gay, and his insights into the media world's evolution. Keith McNally's I Regret Almost Everything provides a witty, honest account of his successes and failures in the restaurant industry, while Griffin Dunn's The Friday Afternoon Club offers a rare, intimate peek into the high-society Hollywood circles of the 80s, recounting friendships with icons like Carrie Fisher and Truman Capote. Naomi Watts's Dare I Say It stands out for its heartfelt honesty about aging and menopause, breaking stigmas, and showing that celebrities face very human struggles just like everyone else. CBC's coverage of Victor Ho highlights the ongoing tension between Hong Kong's political activism and its diaspora, illustrating how Ho, a Canadian journalist, faces repeated arrest warrants from Hong Kong authorities for his advocacy of self-determination. Despite the danger, Ho remains undeterred, supported by Canadian government agencies that advise him on safety precautions. His story underscores the complex realities faced by exiled activists, who, despite being abroad, continue to challenge authoritarian regimes and maintain ties to their homeland. Ho's decision to cut off contact with his family in Hong Kong reflects the personal sacrifices involved in activism, driven by concerns for their safety. His perspective reveals the nuanced reasons why many Hong Kong residents stay despite political repression, be it due to financial ties, cultural connections, or familial bonds, highlighting the deep-rooted complexities of identity and resistance in the face of authoritarian pressure. The Toronto Star details Air Canada's strategic shift in response to fluctuating demand, especially amidst geopolitical tensions and changing international travel patterns. As Canadians grow wary of U.S. travel due to political and security concerns, the airline has reduced capacity on transporter routes by over 11%, reallocating resources to bolster domestic and other international markets like the Atlantic and Latin America. This realignment is a pragmatic move to adapt to the evolving landscape, with capacity increased on leisure destinations within Canada. Despite a challenging quarter marked by a significant drop in profits, from $410 million down to $186 million, Air Canada remains optimistic, reaffirming its financial outlook for the year. The company's careful capacity management and diversification strategy aim to navigate the uncertainties of global geopolitics and economic fluctuations, even as its shares dip in response to the earnings report. This financial recalibration underscores the airline's resilience and adaptability in an unpredictable international environment. According to South China Morning Post, Panama is currently embroiled in a significant investigation involving over 160 actions taken by authorities into alleged misconduct by the Panama Ports Company, a subsidiary of Hong Kong CK Hutchison Holdings. This probe, initiated after a comprehensive audit in February, is being handled by Panama's Anti-Corruption Unit and involves interviews, special requests, and investigative commissions. The investigation's details remain undisclosed, but it occurs amidst heightened tensions between the U.S. and China over the Panama Canal, where Chinese-linked companies have increased their presence, including port operations and infrastructure projects. The U.S. has accused Panama of violating its neutrality by allowing Chinese companies near the canal, prompting warnings and discussions of potential measures. Meanwhile, China maintains its support for the canal's neutrality, denying involvement in its operation and asserting that U.S. accusations are baseless, as Chinese companies continue to expand their footprint in the region, including potential investments in Hutchison's port assets to avoid diplomatic tensions. In a report from South China Morning Post, Tottenham Hotspur's new head coach Thomas Frank has publicly praised Son Heung-min's resilience and character amid speculation that the South Korean star might be leaving the Premier League club. Son, whose contract expires next year, is reportedly a target for LAFC, but he is currently set to feature in Tottenham's friendly against Newcastle United in Seoul and the highly anticipated North London Derby in Hong Kong. Frank emphasized Son's importance to the team and expressed satisfaction with his current performance, highlighting the opportunity for the club to connect with international fans during their Asia tour. The coach also discussed the club's transfer plans, including the recent signing of Mohamed Kudus, and underscored the importance of having versatile players like Son who can excel in multiple positions, reinforcing his value to Tottenham's squad as they prepare for the upcoming season. Meanwhile, Alibaba Group Holding and Standard Chartered have announced a strategic partnership aimed at integrating AI technology into banking operations, as reported by South China Morning Post. This collaboration will see Alibaba's AI and cloud computing solutions, through Alibaba Cloud, deployed across Standard Chartered's global operations to improve efficiency and customer experience. The partnership will involve developing AI-powered customer engagement tools, automating risk management and compliance processes, and providing AI training for bank employees. This alliance follows Alibaba's successful AI projects with major Chinese banks like ICBC and China Construction Bank, reinforcing its expanding influence in financial technology. For Standard Chartered, the investment aligns with its plan to spend $1.5 billion on technological innovations over 5 years, with the goal of attracting $200 billion in new wealth management assets. The partnership is also expected to support Alibaba's international expansion by offering tailored banking services, including cross-border financing and supply chain management, reflecting the growing role of AI in transforming the financial industry globally. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Waking up to wonders, tech and nature blunders. Got our rockets flying while the oceans are sighing. Lasers in the sky now.